I lived in Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria, for 1 month. It's a place you can live a first world quality life for half the price, but with spending $1,359, they're good. I'd like to share some of my experiences and list some of my expenses. Sofia is not a city everyone's going to enjoy living in. It has stereotypical city problems, but it addresses some of those better than in other Western cities. One thing that caused more problems than it should have was laundry. My Airbnb, which I will show you later, didn't have a washer or dryer. And in Sofia, laundromats don't exist. Well, they exist, but the time and cost to visit one isn't worth it. Instead, you take your clothes to a dry cleaner. Not to have them dry cleaned, but to have them wet washed. It's a service not publicly marketed and not all dry cleaners offer. 1 kilogram costs $3.90. That included detergent, bleach, drying, and folding within 24 hours. Or, and I'm not recommending it, you can buy clothes by the kilogram. The amount of used clothing stores in Sofia is impressive. If you need to pick up winter gear on the way to the mountains, Sofia is the place to do it. I bought a pair of ski pants for $5 and a waterproof shell for $16. And over the last 2 months, they have served me well. New gear can be bought for cheap as well. A pair of ski goggles was $10 and a base layer, I'm not going to show you that, was $6. While at the mall, stop for a doctor's appointment. It's easy to receive a booster shot while in Bulgaria. The office only needed my passport number and the number of my last vaccine. I was in with my CDC card and out with a European vaccine passport in 30 minutes. I offered to pay, but was told it was free. Thank you, Bulgarian taxpayers. Best part about the malls, and Sofia in general, is the food. But first, would you please help me by liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. These videos aren't made to go viral, they're made to help you. Without your engagement, they will be lost to the void, much like the void that is my stomach. Because food in Sofia is outstanding. To the ancestor that brought spices to Bulgaria, rest well knowing they're being well used. Not once did I have a meal that was lackluster. Each one clearly had thought put into its formation and care into its creation. It was fast too. Food was out within 15 minutes, and as soon as I put the menu down, a waiter was near. There's one thing I need to warn you about. Banitsa. High calorie, low cost, these cheesy, chewy, fried pieces of phyllo are the Big Macs of Bulgaria. A large banitsa costs $2.16. Their price and ease to pick up reminded me why I don't cook. Total food cost for the month, down to the penny, was $293.03. I was able to keep off most of the weights by walking everywhere. Getting around the city is normal. A ride on the subway or the bus costs 90 cents. Buses you can pay by credit card once you're on. Subways you pay before entering the terminal. There is an app for public transport, but it's clunkier than paying when you need it. The transport app you do need is Taxi Me. Not only is Uber banned, but hailed taxi have modified mechanical meters. As a foreigner, you will be scammed to pay 3 times the regular rate. Despite this sore spots, Sofia is highly digitized, and its internet is a good example of that. A SIM card with 25 gigabytes was $11.60. I bought that 2 months ago and still haven't used it all. And yes, I am still in Bulgaria, but I'll tell you about that later on. Wi-Fi is everywhere, and with good speeds that you can use video calls for. For example, my Airbnb had about 60 megabits per second down and 60 megabits per second up. And Airbnbs are notorious for having mediocre internet, which is why I like to use coworks. So check this out. Oh, and the view gets better. Co-working in Sofia is alive and well. For $149.30, I had 1 month's access to all of Premium Networking's offices. And no, this is not sponsored. Instead, I actually met with Monica and Emil, the owners. And these two are the definition of a power couple. Should you rent with them, I know they will take care of you. The offices are well designed with plenty of natural lighting and comfortable seating. Wi-Fi speeds got as low as 70 megabits per second down and up, but on average stayed within the mid 100 range. Video calls were perfect, as was 4K streaming. I was there every weekday for 12 plus hours a day, and not once did internet drop. Combine that with free coffee and free beer, and I got my money's worth. Granted, beer is cheap in Sofia, probably too cheap. This does lead to a very happening social scene. As an introverted workaholic, I look but don't touch. Sofia is a city with plenty of youth. Youth that see where Bulgaria has come from and where it is going. Once considered a technological hub, it's rekindling that old prowess. Bulgaria knows it's a place you'll want to stay. So rather than running some extravagant marketing scheme, it'll keep doing what it's doing, providing a first world quality life at half the price. The best example of that was my apartment. This furnished studio was a 20-minute walk from the city center. Casually strolling past famous landmarks while running errands was surreal. The quality was top notch too. It had a comfortable queen-size bed, tasteful decorations, and quiet neighbors. Oh, and it was a penthouse with a view. All costs were included: electricity, internet, and heating. Not including the co-work, it cost $352.12. Yeah, that's a quarter of my last US apartment. Basic living expenses, including transport and co-work, was $831.91, leaving $528 not discussed. Let's break that down real quick by splitting it between experiences and things. The most expensive experience was the weekend trip to Borovitz at approximately $125. That included the hotel, food, lift pass, and rental gear. If you want to ski with Tasha, that'll be $36, lift and rental gear. Click that box to open a new tab that'll show you what it's like skiing in Bulgaria. $367 was spent on things, and $210 of that was on clothes. Breaking down the final $137, starting from most expensive to least: insurance at $40, a new screen protector at $30, and then monthly subscriptions and toiletries for the remaining. Was staying in Bulgaria for $1,359 good? If parties and city life are your thing, then yes, Sofia is top of the list. As an adventure seeker, Sofia is good, but Bansko is better. That's why I made this video. Bansko is a digital nomad hotspot and has world-class skiing. It's a dreamy little town you can't miss.